Hello everyone, Science Pyro 7 here, and today I'm going to be reviewing Mattel's Jurassic World Rebirth Tail Thrasher Spinosaurus. So, finally, I have the Spinosaurus. I've wanted this guy since, well, I knew they were making it. I really love it, and this also finishes off my previous top 3 most wanted figures, out of the Rebirth line anyway. The other two being Quetzalcoatlus and Mosasaurus. And so yeah, I couldn't really tell which one I wanted most. I kept going back between the three. Eventually I just decided I want all three. The exact same amount. I want them all. And well, that worked, I guess. I have since reset my top 3 most wanted list, but that's not really relevant right now. This is the box. It's got the Rebirth logo. It's got Spinosaurus. It's got the Spinosaurus. It's got a nice, like, foresty background. Big rectangular-ish chunk taken out of it for an action feature. I said this before. I'll say it I haven't said it every time. Only a couple of the Rebirth line videos. But they shrunk the letters on Spinosaurus. All of their Rebirth line names. So they're not all capitalized anymore. I don't like that as much. I really don't. It's not as appealing. And on the back of the box is just more action features and the Mosasaurus, which is an additional collectible. These are the instructions. Also, one of the very few Rebirth line figures I've gotten that is folded like this. Most of the ones that come with instructions aren't folded. I say most. I think I've only gotten 2 of them that have this. And this is my second one with folded, so maybe that's not a very reliable sample size. But I get what... I'm guessing the reason that the Myosaur and Utahraptor pages are only 1 sheet, probably to save resources, in which case, yeah, sure, fair enough. But I prefer the double-sided one, but this is all just instructions again, helpful tips, and... or not instructions, like action feature stuff and battery replacement. And this is the figure itself. It's a very nice figure. I love it, and I love the Rebirth Spinosaurus. So both of those are fair enough. Unfortunately, this thing doesn't really have that much detail. It's, sure, it has scales here and there. It's got a lot of scales. In fact, but part of the problem is it's got a lot of little lines and whatnot that kind of look like scales or kind of represent scales, but like it's not very well detailed. Touch-wise, it is very smooth. There are noticeable bumps and nicks in it, but it's overall a smooth figure, so it's not very good. These little rows, the 2 little rows of osteoderms, or what I assume are osteoderms, I actually hadn't really noticed up here on its back. I noticed them kind of more on the tail, a little, but that's just part of the not particularly well-detailed aspect of this guy. It's, or at least, its arm is honestly a lot better detailed. It's got individual little bumps and nicks. its arm actually feels a little bit more rubbery than, like, hard plastic, but it feels and looks better than the main figure body. And its arms, as you can see, in terms of articulation, is both arms are on a ball and socket joint, so they can stick out and move in a 360 circle. And actually, on its belly are kind of a crocodilian-like scales, which is actually really cool. I don't think it's completely accurate for a Spinosaur. I know Megalosaurs, or is it Allosaurs? Either one, they have more snake-like belly scales, but for Spinosaurs, I typically give them kind of like crocodilian-type belly scales, so this is really nice. The underside, anyway, is incredibly well-detailed, especially like right around here, from where the main body transitions into the underside. That's super well done. The mouth is all smooth. The tongue is a little bumpy, but otherwise it's really, really smooth. And the teeth interlocked with each other pretty well. Not the absolute best, but pretty well. And the head is honestly one of the also not very well detailed. Usually Mattel is very good at doing theropod heads and not the rest of the body. But unfortunately here, this little bit of the lower jaw is the best detailed. The rest of it is mostly like skin. And The eye, also very unfortunately, is just a pale yellow. The pupil is the main body color. So, a point off there as well. Speaking of the main body color, I don't want to say it's very movie accurate, which doesn't surprise me. Mattel's not very good at making decently movie accurate figures the first time around. They usually do them well enough. Like, okay, yeah, that looks close, but they're not usually that good compared to their later figures. So that can especially be said with their Baryonyx and Suchomimus. But the main body figure or color is kind of reddish purple brown, not movie colors at all. The striping is very, very, very simple. It's just dark yellow. I like the color, but it's just like dark yellow vertical stripes, a little bit of individual patterning on the sail, a little bit, not really a lot. And admittedly more complex colors on the paddle tail, admittedly. But like even then, it could be a lot better. Oh, the tail is actually really well detailed as well. I completely forgot to mention that. The little spikes on the top of the sail are actually rubbery and individual, so you can move them around. But they're also that yellow color. And the underside is more of a pale brownish gray. I think that's the best I can come up with as a description right now. Claws are black, maybe dark gray. Hard to tell based on the rest of the foot. And the teeth are whitish yellow. More on the white side than yellow, which is a little strange. That's the colors. Articulation, I've already shown off the legs, the arms. The feet can twist just below the ankle, which is, I believe, used to fit in the box. Here's the scan code. I don't really know which way it's supposed to face, so I did both. The legs can move a little, very little, which is super unfortunate. Hold on. Okay, they don't move forwards at all, but they do move a little bit backwards, enough for it to really, like, look up, but nothing much else, honestly. I found this out by trying to, when I first got it, I tried to put the legs, like, fully back, so I could make it, like, swim. So it looked like its legs were dragging behind it as it swam. Yeah, I can't do that. The figure physically doesn't allow it, which is probably because of the action feature, but even still, a little disappointing. And, yeah, that's the action feature. No, that's the articulation. My figure itself isn't very good at standing. So thankfully the twistable feet allow me to stick it out a little bit so that it can stand a lot better. Another problem I have with the figure is its arms. Its fingers are all not only the same size, the first one is supposed to be shortest, middle is longest, third is in between, but the claws are also terribly sized, which Mattel has done quite a bit for a lot of their different carnivores, especially Proceratosaurus, definitely their Giganotosaurus, I think also their Hammond Collection Giga. Yeah, their Hammond Collection Giga especially, which really sucks. I think that's a movie decision, in which case, the Dominion Giga, as much as I love that design, I think I'm one of the few people who actually like the Dominion Giga. But, like, the claws are the biggest issue, especially since it's a Carcharodontosaur, which means it's an allosaur, which means it should have really big first claws. Same with Spinosaurs, which came from megalosaurs. Their first claw is supposed to be the largest. Spinosaurus itself, I think, had like a 16 or 17-inch thumb claw. Yeah, none of them are supposed to be the same size. I think they're different sized in the movie. I don't know why Mattel did this. And another problem is more movie-based, since this is the movie figure. The head and neck are terribly proportioned to the rest of the body. Spinosaurus had a thin, long neck and a super long, like 6.5, I think, foot, maybe 6 foot, long, very, very thin snout. Like, its snout part was at most 6 inches wide. It had a very thin snout. And it also had a prominent nasal crest, roughly here. So, like, this is very clearly a different model, because it's the Rebirth version. But, like, even with those complaints, it's not a terrible design overall. It's bad, but it's not egregious, in my opinion. I still really love the Spinosaurus. And now for the action feature. Now, I'll take that little plastic tab out in a quick bit. So, the action feature, as seen on the instructions on the box, there's a section of its sail, which fits in pretty decently well into the rest of the figure, that when you press it, its tail moves and its mouth, or its neck moves. Its tail and neck move side to side, and its mouth opens and closes. It's honestly pretty neat. I especially like the 4 different tail segments, because when you press it faster, it's kind of like it's swimming. So that's nice. I like this about it a lot, honestly. And further, it makes noise. Now, unfortunately, what I like to do is have the sounds match up to how wide the mouth is, or have the mouth open to however long it is. With this particular figure, can't do that because of the action feature itself. But it's still a really nice action feature, especially since the box said ×3. I'm going to press it 3 times. Which creates continuous sounds and thrashes it more. Sometimes I like to do it more for a lot more rapid thrashing, so I'll do 5. I think that's the longest it's ever made its sounds continuously. That was a little different, but yeah, that's the action feature. It's really nice. I do honestly like the neck snapping, or moving side to side, and the mouth snapping, and the tail. I really like the tail. This is the second figure Mattel so far has made with a button and seemingly like a little motor inside. With the other one being their all-out attack T-Rex. I've moved out to hardwood floor because my other Spinosaurs don't stand on carpet very well either. But now I'm going to compare this guy, to the other 2 Spinosaurus I currently have. I'm hoping to get the battle damaged Spinosaurus from 2019, but from what I've heard, that's a very rare figure, so I'm hoping I can find it. If not, I'm fine with these guys. Also want the Hammond Collection one. But this is the 2021 Extreme Chompin' Camp Cretaceous Spinosaurus. This was my previous favorite figure, and the only Spinosaurus figure I had Jurassic-wise up until earlier this year, actually, when I got 2 Spinosaurus this year. Nice. This guy is largely articulation-based. Its tail can move, its legs can move, its feet can move, arms, ball and socket joint, kind of, not quite as much so. Neck, side to side, button. That's really this guy. This was the, not extreme damage, I don't think. Maybe it was, I don't know. It was some kind of or damage-based action feature. I forgot the exact title of. If I remember, I'll put it here. But it was... This guy's also very similarly, tail can move side to side. It can also twist. Actually, this guy's tail can twist as well. Feet can twist at the ankle, and that's it. The rest is action feature based. With the lights looking especially cool in the dark. So like, yeah, those were my 3 Spinosaurus. As a comparison, the 2021 Extreme Chompin', the 2024 Epic Attack, and now the 2025 Tail Thrasher. I don't know how I forgot that. Yeah, this guy's my new favorite figure And then I like this one. I like this one. In fact, I like all three, honestly, because it has different sale variations. You got like the 1990s to early 2000s sale depiction for the extreme Chomp and Spino. You got the 2014 to 2017 sale design for the Epic Attack Spino. And then you got the mostly 2020 to now Spinosaurus sale design on the, well, 2025 figure. So overall, I like it. They're different enough to all be unique, but the new extreme, the Tail Thrasher Spinosaurus is my favorite. But yeah, this was the Tail Thrasher Spinosaurus review. Overall, yeah, I like the figure quite a lot. It was definitely worth it. But yeah, this was the Spinosaurus. I love it. I'm hoping to get the Hammond Collection Spino. Maybe the Super Colossal one as well. I'm not sure. But overall, I do support this guy. I really like the figure, and I don't have a lot else to say besides more glazing of it on points I've already said. So that was this. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.